Hey, what's up? If you click to find out what just hit Sanctuary, you're in for a proper unpacking. Blizzard pushed the Season of Divine Intervention live with patch 1.98, 1.0988, and it's one of those updates that changes not just the new toys you get to play with, but the way fights feel, the way loot behaves, and even how survival works in the thick of it. What they hammered on most loudly is monster combat. Enemies have been reworked so encounters are meant to feel distinct, smarter, and more dangerous. Think clearer monster identities, new elite packs, and streamlined populations, so each skirmish actually demands positioning and decision-making, instead of just face-rolling through waves. That change alone shifts the tempo of the game and nudges players to respect spacing and encounter design more than before. On the narrative and season front, the lesser evils are returning in force. Azmodan leads a coalition that's infecting areas of Sanctuary, and the season adds story hooks and seasonal systems that tie into that conflict, including new seasonal rewards and season ranks to climb. The Paladin shows up in the season's thematic push, and there are new enemy variants and layers to hunt because of that storyline framing. A big chunk of the update touches items and the item journey. There are permanent changes to crafting, tempering, and masterworking that alter how gear scales and which stats you chase. That means some of the meta staples you leaned on might not hold the same weight. Certain affixes can appear in new slots, cooldown reduction rules shifted, and the overall balance between offense and survivability has gotten retuned. If you're the kind of player who watches build trees and Mythic Unique lists, note that several Mythic Uniques were adjusted, and some received meaningful nerfs to their core numbers. A concrete example is a Havarion, Spear of Lycander, which had its lucky hit resource gain reduced significantly. There are other items that saw major tuning as well, so expect builder guides and spreadsheet geek folk to scramble and reevaluate which items remain king. Alongside those item changes, Blizzard rolled a broad balance sweep, class adjustments, bug fixes for skills and passive interactions, and fixes to tempering and tooltips that had confused players previously. The patch notes list a slew of fixes. Things like experience, rewards from some bosses, issues with Nightmare Dungeon progression, masterworking display inaccuracies, and instances where item salvaging returned the wrong amounts. Those quality of life and correctness fixes are the kind that don't feel flashy, but they matter a ton when you're plumbing the endgame. Expect the first days after the season launch to be a bit jagged, when monster behavior, spawn populations, item tuning, and crafting rules all move at once. Playtests can't cover every emergent combination. Community threads already started bubbling with player reactions. Excitement for the new content and frustration where popular items lost power, or where survivability took a hit. That's normal. The dev team has shown a pattern of hotfixing and iterating based on feedback, so we'll likely see rapid adjustments to glaring issues if anything truly breaks the game loop. For the feel of the season, playtime will show you two main things. First, fights are meant to demand more intention. And second, your build choices will matter differently because of how items, masterworking, and tempering now interact. New seasonal hooks, including unique seasonal powers and rewards, will create fresh synergies and give some underused skills new life. The narrative beats are sharper too, with Azmodan and the lesser evils imposing modifiers on zones like Helltides and the Undercity, so the world's atmosphere matches the stakes of the season. Finally, the update bundles an enormous list of fixes across classes. Necromancer, Rogue, Sorcerer, Spiritborn, and more all received targeted correctness or behavior fixes. So if you play a specific class, check the official notes to see tiny but impactful corrections to skills, passives, or UI tooltips. These are the sorts of changes that subtly alter micro decisions in play and, combined with the larger systems tweaks, rewrite parts of the meta.